10. Fitzpatrick to a wide-open Adam Shaheen, and he will walk it in for a Miami touchdown. Dolphins strike first. And Fitzpatrick's pass is complete to Devontae Parker. Patrick sets up the screen to Gaskin. Blockers in front. There goes Gaskin inside the 10. Patrick to the air on the slant. Caught, touchdown. Too easy. Preston Williams, his third touchdown of the season. Flacco in trouble, and down he goes. Christian Wilkins with the sack. Here comes the pressure again, and that pass is picked off. Or did Howard hang on? He did. All he does is pick off passes. Xavier Howard with his NFL-leading fourth interception of the season. Flacco tosses one up. Dangerous pass incomplete. And Howard had the coverage. That is the fourth 3-and-out for the Jets. Fitzpatrick over the middle, wide open is Shaheen. Streaking towards the end zone, and he's cut from behind. Brian Poole saved a touchdown. Fitzpatrick looking right, throws right, wide open, touchdown. Durham Smythe. And that's his first NFL touchdown. Fitz, he's going to run it. And Fitzpatrick hit hard as he slides down. There's a flag. And if you're the Jets, that's inexcusable to do that. Jets 0 for 8 on third downs in the first half. 5 pass breakups for that Miami defense. Jets are 0 for 8 on third downs. Fitzpatrick throwing on first down. Open over the middle is Preston Williams, and the big man fighting for some extra yards. Fitzpatrick looking deep and completes it to Parker, who's upended by Poole.
He's back on track to being a #1 elite receiver.
Patrick chased, hands it off, somehow completes it to Shaheen. Is that a left-handed pass by Fitz?
Yeah, eat your heart out, Patrick Mahomes.
Here comes Eric Rowe chasing Flacco. Flacco now looking at Agba, and he drags him down. A monster loss. Second sack today for Agba. Flacco has time into the end zone, broken up. Incomplete. And Miami takes over with 2:27 left. The Tua jerseys are out. Tua is looking to throw. Chased in his own end zone. And his first NFL pass is complete to Patrick Laird. On third down, he completes it to Jakeem Grant. And with that spot, that's going to be good for a Miami first down.
This is the Big O Show.
Yes, it is. It's a happy version of the show. I mean, it's happy every day. We're blessed every day to enjoy the next day. It's always a beautiful thing. Welcome aboard to the podcast.
JETS sucks.
Yes. That was a lot of fun yesterday. It was nice to watch the Dolphins dominate the sorry Jets. It was nice to watch them lose. And it's the thing that I'm so happy about, and those of you that follow the show, you know it. It's nothing new. I've been happy about this process from day one. From day one, when they tore it all down and people were all worried about it, I said, man, this is the best way to rebuild a football team. I'm glad that we've got a front office that actually gets it, that they know how to build a football team and how to reload and get picks and use them and find people in free agency and make good trades and, and sign solid free agents overall. And if you start to look at all the decisions from Brian Flores to the front office to drafting Tua to not trading X-Men like some of you wanted in the offseason, all of these things. Agba is a steal in free agency. That's the thing that I'm excited about. That's the part that's why all of this means something, right? Because when Tony Sparano, rest in peace, and his team went 11-5, it meant nothing. When Adam Gase went 10-6 his first year, just like Sparano in his first year, it meant nothing. You weren't really building on anything. It was just a flukish year for a team that really didn't make enough changes, but they just tweaked enough in the roster because that's what everybody ever did. After Wannstedt, because Wannstedt picked up from Jimmy, but after Wannstedt, all the other coaches, they never really tore it down. They just tweaked the roster. and they thought they could, buy players and make up for their mistakes in free agency. I mean, in the draft and things like that, and that doesn't fly. And for the first time, we actually had somebody say, we need to clean the slate. That way we can actually build the team the way we want without limitations. Because if you take over after somebody gives Ndamukong Suh all that money, then you've got to keep giving him that money, and it stops you from getting better in other areas, which it did. And it doesn't get you anywhere that way. And these guys said it. They looked at it and they said, well, we got to clean house. And now we're watching the last 2 weeks, injuries on the O-line, injuries on D, and they're overcoming all of that. The next guy steps up, the next guy plays well. That's the part that jacks me up about all of this, is that it's being done the right way, that in your second year of a complete, true reset, rebuild, whatever you want, whatever adjective you want to use to describe it. So you're 3-3 in week 6. When you were 0-6 last year, you were in last place. Now you're in second place. You're on the rise, not on the decline. All of these things. And you have your future at quarterback, which, by the way, we've been searching for it since 13 walked out the door in Jacksonville, 62-7. I was at that game. That was the last game of Marino's career, and that was the last game we had a great quarterback. And everything is developing. O-line's developing, D-line's developing, the team is developing, the camaraderie is there, they believe in each other, they support each other. This is why the foundation works. I was talking about this because, in a way, I kind of compare, or I'm going to compare ourselves to what the Dolphins are doing, to what the Heat are doing. The Heat is always on the same page. They go into the bubble. No players were complaining. No players were pointing fingers. They all were supportive of each other, and because of that, they end up in the finals. The Dolphins, there's nobody pointing fingers, man. There's nobody, selfish in there, whatever. If there's a guy, maybe Jordan Howard or something, but outside of that, this is a team that's really supportive of each other. When Fitz is out there waving as Tua's coming out, I mean, you don't find that in a lot of places. The old man never wants to give the job up to the young buck. Never. They're always intimidated, usually. They never want to help. Whatever. Yeah, when the kid's turn is his turn, you'll have to earn it. You don't see any of that here, man. And it's really cool to see that you can build a structure, you can build the relationships, you can have the camaraderie, you can be supportive of each other, and don't kid yourselves. That's how you survive 0-7 last year. When you're 0-7 last year and you've lost by a boatload of points, you haven't won a game, everybody thinks you're tanking, and then you go 5-4, that means you believed in each other, you stayed on it, and you believed in your coach. Look at Adam Gase. Look what's going on with the Jets right now. Nobody believes in Adam Gase on that team. They're giving up on that team. Did you see Frank Gore? Frank Gore after the game? We can't effing wait till the fourth quarter to start playing ball, man. That was his message. And he's right, I'm sure, but that's the team that he plays for. And so that's the polar opposite of that. That's why you had 24 on one side and 0 on the other. That's why when Wilkins gets that fumble last week, he runs to Flores and hands it to him. You watching any kind of camaraderie between the players and Adam Gase? No. There's none, because he doesn't connect with people. If you're going to be a leader, if you're actually going to try to bring people together, you can't be divisive. You've got to find a way to bridge people together. You've got to find a way to communicate. That's what a good leader does. It's the easiest thing in the world is to bitch and complain. You ever notice that? It's the easiest thing. You get to the restaurant, hair in your soup, maitre d', the steak's undercooked. Where's the chef? Now, you had a great steak. 99% of the time, you'll never grab the maitre d' and say, can you do me a favor? Can you go tell that cook, this is the best steak I've ever had. This is the best lobster I've ever had. This is the best whatever. We rarely do that. But, boy, we'll be quick to complain. And
You're almost like talking about the offensive line. The only time you hear about them is when there's a penalty.
Like referees. And so it's easy. Complaining is the easiest thing in the world. Complimenting seems to be harder when it shouldn't be, because that's when you put people at ease. When you communicate with people, that's when you put them at ease. When you complain, when you bitch, when you point fingers, you get nowhere. You get fighting. You get people to not work with each other. You know, kind of like what's happening in our country right now in certain sections. We won't have to get into that, but you know what I'm saying? It's funny because when I constructed this station and what we're doing here that's different with our radio family that I've never done in 30 years, we have 6 consecutive radio shows. All 5 of them, all 6 connect on 5 crossovers. Every show crosses over to the other. Every host talks to the next host. Why? Because that's the way I want it. Because I want people to be engaged in each other's shows. I want hosts to be supportive of each other. All I've ever seen on radio is hosts fighting with each other. Then it forces the producers to fight with each other. And it's like you're competing against each other. And it's like, yo, don't we work on the same station? Aren't we like on the same team? Aren't we supposed to make the station better? Like you make 6 to 8 better and we'll make 1 to 3 better and you'll make 7 to 9 better. And, you know, that's kind of how we work, right? That's what it's supposed to be, but it's never like that. There's always this divisiveness that goes with it, and it's disgusting. You know, I told my producers, I said, you need to help each other. If he needs help in editing, help him. If this one needs help in booking a guest, help him. If they need some help writing a promo, help them. Why? Because you're going to make the station better. And that's what you got with the Jets right now. You don't have an understanding that everybody plays a role. And part of that role is being supportive. Part of that role is doing your job. You look at the Dolphins, and everybody is doing their job. Everybody is supportive. They don't get down on themselves when they lose. They don't get too high on themselves when they win. That goes all to Flores, man. That goes all to Greer, who hired Flores, who said, I need a leader for my football team. That's a leader. How many times did we say as Dolphin fans, that guy's not a leader? Come on, dude, nobody's going to listen to Joe Philbin. Look at him. He looks like Uncle Fester. Nobody's going to take him serious. And sure enough, nobody ever took him serious. Cam Cameron was a joke. I was on the beat during that year of Cam Cameron, the 1-in-15 year. Players quit on that guy by before halfway of the season. They were already quitting on that guy. They knew he had no shot at leading men. It's not an easy thing, to lead and to bring people together. And that's the one thing that I'm so excited about with the Dolphins, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing an organization for the first time that has no dysfunction. For the first time, they're actually doing things the right way. And for the first time, they're in a long time, since the Shula days, they're truly headed in the right direction at the right pace. And let me tell you something. The pace is a little faster than what you think. Considering how much they tore it down, a bad coach gets a tear down like this and does nothing. A good coach like Brian Flores finds a way to have a winning record in his last 9 games and knocks a team out that desperately needed that playoff spot because New England needed that bye week. And by losing to Miami in Week 17, that was enormous. So if you're pumped about anything, be pumped that maybe the Dolphins are developing the culture that you see down in Biscayne Boulevard, down in downtown. You know, there's an arena there. It's called the American Airlines. Well, it used to be called the American Airlines Arena. It's waiting for a new name. But that arena there that houses the Heat, that's the only franchise in town that has reached that pinnacle that they are exceptional in every way. Dolphins used to be like that. They're getting there. I know they've got to accomplish some things on the field to be compared to the Heat, and I'm not talking about what they accomplished 40 years ago. Okay? You know, I'm 54, man. I was, what was I, 7, 8, and 9 when they did it? You know, I mean, come on, bro. You know, it's just, you know, no. Now. We need something now, and I think they're headed in that direction. It's pretty awesome, man. It's pretty awesome stuff. Let me do a little roll call here on the YouTube channel. Matthew Walker is in, and Matthew, thank you for checking us out on Onside. Mickey Collazo, man of 1,005 holds. Antonio Gutierrez, Gus 1388, Gio Milian, Samuel Robina, Mickey Collazo says, hell of a game. Love Fitzpatrick cheering on Tua. Yep, no doubt. I'm with you there. New York City Sports says, Big O, what's your take on Ryan Tannehill now? NFL folks are saying he's almost the MVP in conversations. Did you watch the game? Do you watch the games? He's about the luckiest cat that there is in the world. It's not anything special, my brother, but you know, let him fall for the banana in the tailpipe, okay? It's all good. You know, it's Derrick Henry runs for like 96 yards, outruns people to tie it, to put it into overtime, and then Tannehill throws like an 8-yard pass to Derrick Henry, who then runs it for 40 yards. And they're in position for the win. It just, you know, I don't know, man. It's funny as hell. I mean, did you watch the part where then when they needed to drive, he threw an interception? And did you watch the other one when he got tackled and fumbled and they scored a touchdown on that? You know, it's all right. It's all good. Yeah, he's a world beater, bro. You know what? Let's do this. Here we go. All right. Are you ready, New York City Sports? Let's trade Tannehill for Tua right now. How about that, New York City Sports? Huh? What's the answer to that one? If I tell you, for all of you out there that may want to try to talk up Ryan Tannehill, go ahead. Let's go. Because I know we don't have the offensive line yet. We certainly don't have Derrick Henry. Wow, that guy's a freak. How he pulled away from people at that size, that's not normal. I think he's an alien. Him and LeBron came from another world. Yeah, no, I'm kind of convinced of that now, because those guys aren't normal. They're not human. They're not even superhuman. They're way beyond those guys. Those are freakish athletes. I hope the Jets sign Gase to a fully guaranteed 7-year extension. Oh man, I don't know if he'll be around for Week 11. You know they've got the Bills and the Chiefs next. They're 0-8. Drew Boo is in, Flipside Fish in. It was good seeing Gates and the Jets. GM expressions during the game. It made me smile. I will say this. John is asking me where I'm at. John, I'm in my home away from home, the Inter Miami CF Stadium, my brother. Okay? Yeah, it says it right there. Actually.
What's up, John?
Yes, Rouse is in the house. I got to tell you something, and I'm going to be a really cruel bastard here, okay? But I have to admit, I really enjoy watching Adam Gase suffer on the sidelines. I know that's wrong of me. I know I shouldn't enjoy anybody's, terrible moments.
Makes you sadistic, bro.
Yeah, it does. But Adam Gase was such a piece of crap here, and he's just not a good person, and he threw so many people under the bus, and he'll throw anybody under the bus the second he can, that I just can't.
And he keeps being polarizing.
Right. You know, I just can't. I can't take it. I can't. I can't wish anything but bad things to, and not physically or health-wise. I just want him to, get it thoroughly embarrassed. Like you watch him fold that play sheet over and he stretches that thing. That's that frustration building, bro. That's a Maalox moment for him.
So you think the fold might go into a rip and tear at some point?
I don't know because that thing's laminated and all that. He may have trouble even tearing that.
He'll pull out a pair of scissors.
But it's just every time there's a bad play, it's hilarious. I got to say, it is freaking hilarious.
Got to give you some props, though.
Yes.
You called a lot of this a while back, bro.
Yes, with Greg Williams and stuff. You got it there, the cut from June?
I got it waiting, man.
And you could tell that even in that cut in June, it's not really I talked about this even months before that. But in June, I kind of talked about some of the stuff that's going on now with Gase.
The specific date that we're talking about, it's June 26, segment number 4.
Yep.
And literally, it is incredible from start to finish how, dude, everything you said is coming to fruition.
Yeah, well, it's pretty obvious. Go ahead. Fire off.
Big O, how much for an Adam Gase rant?
He wants to send in a super chat for a super rant on Adam Gase. I ranted on him yesterday with was it yesterday with Jamal Adams or the day before? I forgot. I do so many.
He does get mentioned at some point because the asinineness of him. You can't help but correlate it to some ridiculous, stupid nonsense. He's an easy target like that, and he must like it, I guess.
Well, I'll give you something on this because there is a little bit of a development on the Adam Gase, Jamal Anderson thing. I don't know if you guys saw Greg Williams, but the defensive coordinator came out and as you all know, Jamal Adams wants out. He wants a new contract. He's got 2 years left. They can also tag him after that. So he's got the 4th year left, the 5th year, that's because he's a first rounder, and then they can franchise him. So they've got him under control, right? So he's got no leverage right now, but he's pissed. He's sick and tired of Adam Gase. We all know Adam Gase is an asswipe. I mean, it is what it is. Adam Gase is a schmuck. Let's just call it like we see it, okay? There's a reason why people don't respect him. There's a reason why people don't connect with Adam Gase. But I told you this a while back, okay? I said whoever thought it was a good idea to hire Greg Williams and Adam Gase is nuts because those two guys do not mix, okay? First year, kind of under the radar, and you know that Adam brought one guy of his, and Greg wanted to bring his son and all that stuff, and there was all kinds of issues with that. So there's been already some clash between these two. So now you've got Jamal Adams wanting out, pointing out about Adam Gase, Manish Mehta breaking the story that he's disrespected in the locker room. People don't like him. Obviously, Jamal Adams doesn't like him. No surprise. We saw what Adam Gase was here, okay? I mean, Adam Gase was built for COVID because when you watch him actually game planning on the sidelines, he's sitting all by himself. He's been social distancing for a while now. I mean, Adam Gase is the only guy on the planet that could get corona and will not pass it on to anybody because nobody gets close to that guy, okay? So now you got Greg Williams, and he has to handle his contract. He'll do all that kind of stuff. I'm hoping everything goes well. I love coaching him. I got his back. So there's a player that the defensive coordinator knows hates his head coach, and he's saying, I got his back. And he's also saying, I'm hoping it works out. Do you know why he's saying he's hoping it works out? Because maybe halfway through the season, when they're about 1-7, they're like, okay, we got to get rid of Adam Gase. And guess who becomes the head coach? Greg Williams. Guess who didn't become the head coach? Greg Williams in Cleveland. when they fired Hugh Jackson, and everybody thought it would be Greg Williams because he was the most experienced guy, but he's a psycho. He's a maniac. Everybody knows Greg Williams is a maniac. So now the maniac is backing up Jamal Adams publicly. So this is just another way of kind of a way to circumvent and a backhanded slap at Adam Gase in the process. So the soap opera is brewing with the New York Jets already as it is. Again, I love that they were incredibly stupid to hire him.
Yes. Now, I don't know if they'll be dumb enough to keep him any longer, but time is running out. And that thing is only going to get nastier and nastier.
Those next two opponents.
Yeah.
Right?
No, those are losses, man. I don't know. I mean, even the divisional game, but I don't know. The way the Jets are playing right now, wow, it just doesn't look – it looks like a terrible, terrible football team. So,
I love that 0 for 8 on third down through the first half.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
That was awesome. Troy says, listen to you earlier on online radio. It's great you're going to continue on YouTube. Love interacting with you. Thank you, sir. Well, we built up this already, and I'm not giving it up that easily. So we'll. I told you we'll get it done, but it'll be different. The times, I haven't come up with a consistent time yet. Eventually, Bill and I will work on something consistent.
We've always said this is on the fly, whenever, blah, and literally it's forced to that.
Yes.
Because of everything you've got on your plate.
Yep.
But we're gonna be here for you guys.
Yeah, we'll get it done. Don't worry about it. I felt the earth shake when Tua came onto the field, right? It was fun. I'll get into that now. Pulled the trigger on Tua jersey. There you go, Revo. Nice job by you. Fin13 is in. James Roman says, afternoon, everybody. Great wins by Canes and Fins. Inter Miami, hard loss. Yeah, it was a tough one, man. Losing to Montreal 2-1. And they're like in a must-win situation now in the next 4 games. It's almost like I think Inter's going to have to win 3 of the next 4 games to like really position themselves in the playoffs. This won't be easy.
When you're fighting to get into the playoffs and the team you go head-to-head with them and you lose,
yep,
you just made your job that much tougher. It would have been great to get that win, man.
Big time. Drew Boo says, loving Alex Dono. He's such an excellent talent. Yes, he is. That's why we brought him on board, baby. I'm a big fan of Dono, a friend of his, but also I respect his work ethic. He's a great human being. He's a team player. All these elements that we need here in order to succeed. So, yes. Drew Boo says, we missed you, Bill. I guess when you were sick, they were missing you. Eric EJD says,
Thank
new
you.
studios.
Appreciate it.
Well, yeah, Eric, you should know. You built them here. You helped build the studios here. EJD Construction helped build the studios here.
Oh, he's the one that did all this nice craftsmanship?
Not. Well, he did the ones in our studio. This is all stadium work.
Right.
This is the big press.
We're
in the press box right now. We're in the normal press box where Michelle Kaufman and Kobe Price and Franco Panizo and company watch the games. This is where they're at. And it's nice and long and wide so they can actually social distance.
You're talking about the James Bond studio at Inter Miami.
Yes.
That Eric did.
Yes. Eric kicked ass with that studio. You got to call EJD Construction, man, if you need it. Really excited you're still continuing with YouTube as well. Thank you. Thank you all out there. Ohio John says a Dolphin victory Monday. Isn't it sweet? Huh? Dennis Akers says, hell yeah, brother. Go Fins. Super stoked to see you guys. Love the show. Thank you. According to some Dolphins, Greer can't find talent. Brother, I mean, at this point, if anybody is questioning Greer and Flores, I can't help you anymore. I really can't because I'm like tired of putting up every great example that's going on.
You know what was one yesterday, You saw how our linebacking core dropping like flies.
Right.
The kid Jones that we drafted as a safety goes down, and we want those interchangeable parts and is playing linebacker. Look how many plays he made at linebacker, bro.
Right.
That is a perfect example of what we're looking for from our guys to do.
Yep.
Plug in and play another position. And excelled at it, bro.
Pipeman Slim says, Big O, you have an echo. Well, you're the only one saying it, my man. I don't know if it's true or not, but Michael Mata says, let's go Dodgers. Gus says, sounds and looks great to me. Let's see. Drew Boo says, it's always like that. You'll get used to it. The Jets are rebuilding, just traded their nose tackle. Yeah, they traded a couple of key players for them, actually. Christian Wilkins always runs from sidelines to celebrate with his teammates after TDs. He's a good dude, bro. Christian Wilkins, you can tell he's just wired the right way. Dirty Mike Dominguez says, love seeing how humble Tua was after the game yesterday. It's going to be hard not to like him regardless of how he performs. Oh, no, well, you know what, Dirty Mike? It's impossible not. Well, Ryan Tannehill. How can you not like Ryan Tannehill? I may never want him as my franchise quarterback, but Ryan Tannehill can marry my daughter. I'm good with that. He's a good dude, bro. Great guy. Yeah, I'm with you. It's impossible not to like Tua. If Russell Wilson sucked, how do you dislike Russell Wilson? Hey, Tim Tebow sucked at this level. How do you dislike Tim Tebow? Outside of being a Canes fan and it's a Gator thing or what, any of that silly fan crap. But really, Tim Tebow is like the perfect human being. Like, on my best day, I'll never be close to what Tim Tebow is as a human being. The guy's phenomenal. So, yeah, there's no doubt. But guess what? Tua will be able to play, and he'll be a good person, and you'll root for him and all that. It's all going to work out, man.
Was that not a killer shot at the end of the game?
Yeah.
Him sitting down, man, taking it all in.
Talking to his
himself.
He was talking to his parents.
Well,
that's
that, right? Yeah, right.
He was FaceTiming with his parents because he went right to the spot where the drive ended. And so he wanted to FaceTime with his parents, and because they normally are at games, but they never miss any of his games. So it was a really cool moment for him, no doubt.
He is so grounded, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. Raging Dolphin Maniac, it's easy to bitch at people, but the better you treat people, the more they want to take care of you. Amen? Amen, right? You get more with honey than with lemon, right, or something like that. I forgot how that whole saying is. Tommy in Hialeah says, best handoff I ever saw. Let's see. After the game, Tua went back on the field. Yes, he did. Face cam. We talked about that.
You know what I wanted to ask you about? Because, look, there was the possibility in the way they were acting, fits in him, that he was going to come in the game. Dude, because of the fact of the rain and the cheap shots that the Jets took on a couple of our players, the head hunting, the slide by Fitz, those three guys, man. The one comes with the clothesline.
And
the
that's
other one
the dangerous part about bringing Tua late.
Look, and
some guy's trying to make his name, and he's all coming off the bench. He didn't play much.
And then you couple that with the wet field. Yeah. Man, I was a little bit apprehensive.
Yeah, but what I loved was he got pressure on that first pass, had to roll to the left, and he threw a dart.
Right on the money, bro.
Okay. And then the other one between two defenders.
Two guys on the first down.
And and by the way, the only first down they got. That was the only conversion on third down.
On third down, yeah.
It was his. So that's pretty cool. But again, there were two darts.
And you saw exactly what you've talked about that makes him the accuracy.
You can't teach accuracy in ball placement. You can't. You either have it or you don't. Lamar Jackson can practice it all he wants. He'll never be a great passer. It'll never happen for him. It's just not what he is. You know what I mean? This kid, automatic, man. Automatic. Pipe Man says, feed the beast Gaskin, no S. And you are right. Kids played well.
What about Agba, bro?
Yeah, he's the steal in free agency. Steve M. chiming in with a little love on the Super Chat. Matthew says, Brian Flores has 3 wins of 10 or more points over the last 4 weeks. Gase has the same number over 3 years. Rosario says, love your show. Thank you. We love you for loving us and supporting us and watching and downloading and chatting, super chatting, texting, retweeting, sharing the links. However it is you support us, we absolutely adore you for that. Ray says, howdy, Big O. Digging onside, a breath of fresh air on local radio. Thank you, Ray. It'll be the best sports talk station in town by miles. I promise you that. And we're only getting started. I mean, we're not even starting yet. Okay, this is just day one, and we're not even completely off the ground yet. We're waiting on finishing a couple touches on the website. And for those of you that are trying to follow us on Twitter, and it says suspended, just to give you the story at Onside Radio, we opened the YouTube account, the what's it called, the Facebook, the Instagram, the Reddit, the Twitter accounts for Onside. And then we left them like that for a couple months. And I told my guys that were already in the mix, I said, hey, don't follow it. Don't bring it any attention. I didn't follow it. Nothing. And so apparently since we were, neutral and we didn't do anything with it, the other ones didn't do anything. But Twitter thought we were a bot. So they suspended us. So last week when I was ready to dress up all the social media pages and we go to Twitter, they're like, hey, wait a minute. What happened to it? It's gone. They're suspending us. And like, why are we suspended? We have done nothing. And, well, that's it, man. That's it.
So kind of like your credit, inactivity causes a problem?
Yeah. Oh, look out. Onside Radio is on the air. The website is on. I love it. I love it. All right. There we go. There's a little Onside on the air now, and the website is out. The live stream and everything. I love it. There we go.
It's alive and taking flight?
Yes, it's starting, man. It's starting. It's starting. Oh, that is great.
I've heard about you guys talk about the ambiance of the visual you have out the window.
Yes.
This is awesome, bro.
I got to tell you, I've worked in radio. I've worked 30 years in radio stations.
Like being in a closet?
I've worked in several radio stations. I've never had this kind of view. I will say that it is a beautiful view to have every single day to look out. And then, let me tell you, when the sun is out and then the sun is either setting or and it comes out on the skyline and stuff, it is a really cool thing when you're able to do that, man.
Well, look, it's overcast, gray skies, no pockets of blue or nothing, and it still looks cool, okay?
Yeah. No, you're right. Telling the gang that the website is up. You can go to the website now at onsideradio.com. You can go to the menu and you can get the live link and all that stuff. So there you go. Now I've got that. Let me tell you, the one thing, I got to tell you that it's fun to put this all together and work with people. And obviously I'm working like an animal. But the one thing is when there's a negative, right? I got bombarded from everywhere. Where's the site? Where's the site? Where's the site? Where's the site? And it's like, okay, relax. We're working on it, bro. It's, we got to tweak a couple things here, and there's still a lot of tweaking to do with the site. But it's,
I was almost going to be that guy on the way up. I'm trying to get on the website and hit the live button so I can listen to it live on the way up. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be one of, whatever. I'll just see you when I get there.
And by the way, our text number, which is also not this one for our podcast, I'm talking about for Onside. Our text number is really hard to remember. Okay? Michael Irvin, Michael Irvin, Michael Irvin. Can you say it?
So are you using 47s or 88s?
No. We're not cowboy land, bro. I wouldn't mention. I wouldn't be mentioning something cowboy.
Hey,
it's a hometown station.
Excellent.
So we are 47, 47, 47. You think that's going to be hard to forget? I got to say, I got to give my people some credit because I had no power there in all of that. I just, hey, we need a text line. We got to get one. Let's get one. And when they went and they came back to me, hey, we got a number, 47, 47, 47. I go, wow, I love you. That's
47 to the third power. I like that.
That is, 3 Michael Irvins. Are you effing kidding me, man? Come on. It's a beautiful thing. So thank you all out there for supporting OnsideRadio.com. Let's see, what else do we have here on the GP Trap says, Big O, I seriously don't understand why Gase wasn't fired this morning. This morning? Why wasn't he fired a couple of weeks ago? Think about it. I mean, Gase deserves to be fired in a big time way. I'm with you, man. But hey, listen, GP, if they want to keep him there, so we can keep kicking. I hope they have him there till week 11. At least I know he's not going to survive into next season. We all know that. Now, GP, could there be can I go with my Oliver Stone theory now? At this point, okay, the owners and the executives of the Jets are sitting up above, and it's like a moment from Mad Men, if you ever watched that show, and they're in a room with cigars, and it's just full of smoke, and there's drinks going, and they're talking. They're going, well, there's a pandemic. We can't bring people to the stadium anyway. It's not a big deal. It's not like everybody's out there watching him fail. They're just watching him on TV. If we leave him there, he secures Trevor Lawrence for us. So he secures Trevor Lawrence. We fire him, and we get our new coach, and we have our quarterback of the future. That's it. So there could be a little evil, a Dr. Evil going on, right? And saying, we will go about it this way. And that way,
So even with the madness, there is a thought process of. Well, the Giants cooperated. They beat Washington, right? And the Jets, if I'm not mistaken, are the only winless team in all of the NFL.
Yeah.
Plus, you know what's another thing to think about, O?
Yes.
Like you pointed out, the fact that Williams is such a hothead. You know what I mean? That who would you put in play and put him in place and kind of even push even more of the players that would even think about staying further out the door? You kind of like he's the lesser of two evils, so just keep Gase where he's at.
Right, exactly. Philip says, we're talking about the Jets. Why are we? Dolphins inviting them to fire Gase. How do we hear online? Something new. Like I said, onsideradio.com. Go to the website already. It's there now. You got it now. Dwayne, the dynasty begins now. Who has been more impactful for the Finns defense, Van Ginkel or Agba? No, Agba, man. No, Agba. Agba's he's 5 sacks. He's on pace for 13. Van Ginkel got injured yesterday. New York Sports says, Big O, I know you got a lot going on, but I miss you on Mad Dog talking national sports. Well, listen, my man, you can now tune in on onsideradio.com every single day, and you can listen to me there. Yeah, we'll talk local, but we'll talk about some of the major stories going around in the world of sports. How long have I gone here in this first segment, my brother?
You're only 43 minutes in, bro.
43 minutes of straight talk.
You're slipping, brother.
Yeah, but the voice is a little better than it was on.
You know what?
On
I
Sunday.
am in shock how well your voice is holding up today.
Yeah. Well, and I already did 2 hours.
That's exactly what I'm referring to.
Yeah. So it's hanging in there. Let me drink a little water. Let me take a quick break. Give me 2 minutes. We're back with more right here on the Big O Show, live from Inter Miami CF Stadium.
Hey, it's Big O. For all of your family dental needs, please reach out to Moody's Dental. I've known Eric for a while, a big fan of our show. Call him at 305-821-0231. Whether it's you or your kids that need some dental help, whether it's implants, Invisaligns, they are the experts. Or if you're just looking to fill a cavity or clean your teeth, or maybe even get a crown, you are going to love the professionalism, the family-like atmosphere. And of course, when you talk about being clean, that's what it's all about in today's society. You are going to go to an extremely clean place. Go to moody'sdental.com. Go to the website. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Moody's Dental. Tell them that Big O sent you. 305-821-0231 or go to moody'sdental.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com. A travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to peer, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
Hey, it's Big O. For all of your CBD, THC, or hookah needs, you got to get on down to VSS West Pines at 12397 Pembroke Road. Yes, they have got legal THC. You've got to check it out. And they've got, of course, when it comes to CBD, flower, tinctures, edibles, for all kinds of reasons, whether it's pain, stress, anxiety, you name it. And don't forget, when you mention my name, you'll get 20%
10% off. Tell the boys out there that I told you to get on down to VSS West Pines, 12397 Pembroke Road, and call them 954-613-3367. Legal THC, CBD, all of your hookah needs. You go to VSS West Pines.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
All right, we back. Appreciate all of you out there, as always, keeping it locked here on the program. Big time. Exciting stuff going on out here at Onside Radio. I am really, really pumped up about it, man. It is absolutely awesome, and we are just starting this thing. It's in its infancy stages, but I think we're going to turn it into something special that whether you live here in South Florida or you live anywhere else in the world and you love the local teams from here, because maybe you're from here, this is the station you're going to want to keep locked the entire time. And we're starting with 12 hours of live programming. If it's up to me, we're going to have, I would like in a perfect world, 18, at least, 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. You know, I would like that. If I can get that, that's fine. Maybe I can find a young version of Ed Kaplan that can stay out to the last West Coast score every night down the line. Maybe we could do some of that in honor of Eddie K, who is one of my mentors, one of the guys that inspired me to do this actually years ago. And listen to Ed Kaplan's show. He's just one of those guys that and we do completely different shows, Ed Kaplan and I, but that's everybody has their own style. That's, has nothing to do with it. But he is definitely one of those folks that gave me that fire that said, that's exactly what I want to do with my life. Right there. I want to do something that is meaningless, that makes no impact in society, that is basically stealing money, because all I'm doing is talking about games. So, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. I mean, what do I want to actually be a mechanic? Do I actually want to do, like, real work? No. I want to be silly. I want to talk about sports every day. That's what's fun. Now, you know what wasn't silly was that Tua moment. That Tua moment was sweet yesterday. That was a lot of fun. And I'm not, you all know it, I'm not in a hurry to see him. I'm fine if he didn't play. In fact, before he got the camera got on him and he was taking the snaps on the sidelines, remember that? I was actually going back and forth with somebody on Twitter that he was pissed. He was like, dude, it's a blowout. Let's go. Get him in there. And I was like, no, there's no hurry, bro. They're in control. They got the game. He doesn't need to take a cheap shot, whatever. I'm not in a hurry to see Tua. I'm not. I think it's extremely important to keep Fitz in there for now because Fitz has been good for the development physically and mentally of so many players on offense and spiritually on defense because those guys know that Fitzy's going to sell out for them. So they're going to go all out for him. You know, it's that kind of deal. And so I think Fitz has been very important in that sense and his experience. Look, I like Tua a lot. I think Tua can play in this league, but he's going to make mistakes when he does get in there for a certain amount of time. You know what I mean? And right now, if you're selling winning and if you still feel Fitzpatrick is the better option right now because of not the physical gifts, because even Fitz will tell you he can make some throws that I can't. He's been quoted as that. A couple weeks ago, he said it. No, this kid is good, man. He can make throws I can't. But that doesn't mean that kid has seen everything that Fitz has. And so this gives him an opportunity to go around and see the league, see the defenses, adjust to it. And I know people say, well, you don't learn anything not playing. Well, Pat Mahomes sat for the entire year except for one game. Aaron Rodgers sat for like 3 years. I mean, the part that I don't understand is I grew up that was the normal, that you would actually sit, you would wait your turn, you would learn every aspect of being a professional before you actually had to play like a professional. You learned how to carry yourself. You learned how to prepare. You learned how to take care of your body. You know what I mean? You learn all the defensive schemes, which are way more complicated here than they are in college. All of these things are important. Of course, playing time is the most important thing, and experience is the most important thing in anything that we do. But there is something to be said about building a foundation before you actually give somebody or put them in a position where they're supposed to succeed or fail. And usually, if you have more information and more preparation, you will have an opportunity to succeed. In fact, Russell Wilson says it all the time. You know, success is in the preparation. So this is part of it. And he responded well yesterday. And I think we should feel really good about that. And then we should feel good that the team really was looking forward to it. I know the fans were. I know a lot of you. I mean, come on. You're dying to see this kid play. And I don't blame you. It's a Marino thing. And my Lord, if you're 30, 35, you don't know anything about Marino. You're 25. That sounds like a myth at this point. It's been so long. You never really experienced it. But those of us that are old enough that we have experienced it, and now we have to experience everything that comes after it, oh, my Lord. That's tough, man. That's as tough as it gets right there. Have to deal with this. But the good thing is the kid went out there, played well, took that first step that you need in this process. And I thought that was really, really cool. And he's going to play again, and he'll get his time, and eventually they'll work him in, and who knows, maybe they'll work a package or two in there. Remember, he doesn't run. So, remember, I think we've had this conversation 1,000 times now, right? Brian Flores, you're going to have trouble staying on his football team if you're not multiple. Okay? If you can't help in multiple areas, you know, and if you put Tua back there, even in a package, the defense knows you're not going to run the kid, right? He's coming off a hip surgery. Why would I actually give him a package to run the football and get hit and possibly re-injure that hip? No, I'm not doing that. So then the defense knows that if he's out there for a package, he's not going to run. He's going to be passing. So now you have taken the element of surprise. every time that they have these quarterbacks that come in for starting quarterbacks, usually it's a person that brings a certain level of athleticism because it's another talent that they're bringing to the play that the normal quarterback does not have, i.e. Drew Brees, right? You take Brees out and put in the other kid because the other kid can run. That's why. You're not running with Drew Brees. So that's the difference there. So when they do that in certain teams, that's the option that you usually are adding, the element you're adding to your offense that you didn't have from that position. And that, so be very careful when people say, oh, let's do a package. Yeah, but they don't think football. They just think fan. And they don't think about, well, wait a minute, if I do a package, then I'm kind of telling them what I'm doing already. I'm not going to keep you off balance. But if I bring in a running back or a receiver that used to be a quarterback, you don't know what I'm doing. You think he could be passing. I mean, you think he could be running, but he could be passing. Tua, just one thing to do. That's pass the ball. So I think don't expect those packages, but you can expect them to bring them in at the end of a game again. That I can see. Okay, and listen, as long as you're winning and you're in this trajectory where you're at right now, there's no reason to play Tua either. You can't risk putting in a young man that might get confused, might make mistakes, might set you back, and you're winning and you're trying to remember, ultimately it's all about making the playoffs. And if those guys in the locker room feel like they've got a shot at the playoffs, but now you take it away from them because you're trying to develop a kid, you lose the locker room. It's very important that you handle this the right way. And if you've been consistent about we're giving it to the best player, you cannot do that then at this moment because Tua might be the better talent, but right now Fitz is the better player, the more experienced player, the one that's better suited to lead you at this point in time. Our text line, by the way, is 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on our text line here on the show. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. We got football in 11 minutes as the Chefs are taking on the Bills. Like that. Big O, remember Fitz is a tease. We have to know that he is not the answer. The second half of this game shows it. We need to get to some reps. They won, bro. I'm not sure why some people are so hung up on the fact that they didn't score a lot in the second half. This is not a complete team. I want you to know that. The Dolphins are still a work in progress. They're only in their second year in their 6th week, and they have accomplished a lot. I think people just get crazy and they overreact, but they won, and they're 3-3. They've won 2 in a row now. They beat the Jets like they're supposed to beat the Jets. How many times were they supposed to beat the Jets and then they lose? And they come up with a stinker. This coach didn't allow them to do that. Okay, they had some trouble in the second half, but even Frank Gore will tell you that his team started to play in that fourth quarter. Let's see. It's time to eat our words with Tenio. Come back under chaos. You can eat them if you want, bro. You can pour chocolate and, sprinkles and all that good stuff. Enjoy it if you want. Good pieces on David Lee Roth, Christopher Cross, and Elliot Gould on CBS Sunday Morning. You can see it here. Thank you for sending me the link. Who sent me that link? Who was that? Trying to see your prior text here, if it has a name. James. Thank you. Is this James in the DR? Is this our boy James in the DR? Because normally you put James in the DR. But he just put James. And I can't say that I remember the name all the time. The numbers. Yep, James in the DR. Thank you, James in the DR. You're a stud as always. Checking in. You're amazing, bro. I can't wait to go have a Presidente with you in the Dominican one day. We got to get past this COVID crap. I was on the way home the other night. I think it was right after the game, or it was Friday night, and I'm jamming a REM. Had a playlist out of REM, and I sent Bill a text right away on one of the stops. I said, "Yo, man, if they ever get back together, I got to see him again." You remember you didn't answer back? But
the REM. Yes, I remember you saying that.
I was just like, man, REM.
Going to see them would almost be like the idea of In Excess somehow. You know what I mean?
Well, that'd be a little bit different because
I know he's past.
You're actually resurrecting a body.
If we could chat, if we could do it, you and me, I could see us doing it. To get Michael Hutchinson for one show.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Without a doubt.
Yes.
And I'm sure there's a couple other people that would come and join us to help facilitate this.
Yes. 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 Go for it. Awesome.
Does REM do any of that stuff like they used to? Because they're from Georgia. They're from Georgia.
Yes.
And,
yeah, they're from Macon, Georgia, if I'm correct.
And they would do coffee, like show up at a coffee shop and play, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
man.
you know, Lady Gaga does that.
What?
Lady Gaga will go to a bar somewhere, some strip
And
bar
just
somewhere.
go grab the mic?
Not where strippers are. I'm just saying, like a little bar somewhere.
Yeah, right, in a strip
and she'll
mall.
show up with a guitar and start playing tunes and stuff. Or she'll show up at a small place and join the band that's there and start. Gaga's been, she's been busted doing that a couple
that
times.
Is so cool, man.
Yeah. I mean, hey, listen, man, there are some people that are cool. Gaga, to me, looks like she's awesome. Like, she looks like a really cool person to hang
Saying
around
I'll have
with.
a beer.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the best thing about Gaga, going out with Lady Gaga has got to be awesome. Because the woman walks around with meat hanging all over her. So, it's like, sweetie, let me tear off a steak. And, whenever you're hungry, it's like Gaga's got food hanging all over her because the way she dresses. So it's always a beautiful thing when you can go out with a person that actually wears meat. There's nothing wrong with that. So we got the Chefs and the Bills at 5 o'clock. We've got the Cards and the Cowboys at 8:15. Not that that's a sexy game, right? All of a sudden now with no Dak, that doesn't become a sexy game. And the Cards, like, it's fun to watch the Cards and Kyler Murray, but you can tell that Kyler Murray is still trying to figure this whole thing out because Lord knows it's called the NFL. It's pretty difficult to play in this league. But that kid's got some skills. He can pass the ball. Obviously, he's got a receiver that is just absolutely amazing.
If I'm not mistaken, for us locally, this is our first chance to see a full Arizona game. Is that not right?
Yeah.
So I'm actually kind of looking forward to getting a chance to see the kid.
That's right. And Dougie Fresh, you are correct. It's Athens, not Macon. You are correct. Which is the band from Macon? B-52s are also from Athens. There's a band from Macon. Somebody's from Macon. I know it. Somebody's from Macon, Georgia. Forgetting about it, who it is. Robert Triana says, love all of you. Para adelante. And definitely. Ni para atrás para coger impulso, as they say. Dean O says he is figuring out the schedule still. Yes, I am. Unfortunately, my life is crazy right now, man. And my priority is Onside Radio. I've got a responsibility to a lot of people right now.
You're also structured in schedule, in time.
Yeah.
So you have to because that's scheduled in time. It got to be.
Yes.
We're on the fly.
Yes.
And we could do this.
We were doing it every day at 11 because it was a convenient time at that moment to do this. But now that I've got this in the way. But again, listen, ladies and gentlemen, at 11 you can still listen to me and watch me because the cameras will be coming. The cameras are already in the studio. It's just a matter of getting everything kind of, hooked up and set. You'll be able to see me on the website at onsideradio.com. You'll be able to, watch us on video on like Twitch, YouTube, on the website. The video will be there. So we're going to have audio and video, and every day you'll be able to see and listen to the show 11 to 1. Like, really nothing's changed for all of you out there. Show-wise, the podcast has changed because I have to move the podcast, unfortunately. But we are going to keep it, all right? And Robert, Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you for sending us a little super chat. There we go. Fire it off. Robert answers with coño.
I know what that means.
Sam Thompson says, Big O, hope you're well. Great to see the Finns shut out the Jets and get to 3-3 yesterday. The spirit of the team is fun to watch. All the best, Sam. Thank you, Sam. It's fun. You know, it's fun. It's fun for all of us to actually see the Dolphins headed in the right direction, man, because that's really what it's all about. I don't care about anything else. I just want my Dolphins to win. I just want to have some fun, you know. Emmanuel Ogbah has been a steal. Had 2 sacks yesterday. How about this? Gesicki was not much of a factor yesterday, but Shaheen, who we got from your boys from the Bears, was 3 receptions, 51 yards, and a touchdown. And they used Durham Smythe. So this is a football team that has a legit number 1 tight end in Gesicki, but they want to keep defenses honest. So now when Durham Smythe is on the field, they're like, oh, wait a minute, he's not just a blocking tight end. What have I told you, right? What did I tell you about Jordan Howard? One-dimensional. What did I tell you? If you put a package out for Tua, it's a one-dimensional package. You're not going to fool anybody, right? For that, just bring him in and start him and let him be the quarterback. But limitations are a problem here for this team. So it's, you know, you gotta look at it the right way. And Miami now says, well, we drafted Durham Smythe, and people look at him as a blocker, but he can catch. And what's it called? Chan Gailey told us this in the offseason. He in the training camp, he said, well, we've been working on making Gesicki a better blocker, and we've been working on Durham Smythe, making him a better receiver. And it worked with Durham Smythe, and Shaheen already had that in him. They just needed to find a role. And remember, I've been telling you this a lot. When they started early on, because the line was such a question, I told you that the reason why Durham Smythe started over Gesicki at that moment was for more protection for the quarterback, because they didn't know. So now they've got more of those kind of bodies here. Shaheen can actually block a little. Smythe is a blocker. Gesicki's the pass catcher. But now you put them on the field, and the defenses have to account for them to run away from the line of scrimmage and get out into the secondary. They can't imagine, oh, there's Durham Smythe. Yeah, he's going to stay to block. That's not what Flores wants. Remember how, you know, we've been deciphering all of this as it goes on. Early on last year, we figured out his safeties have to cover. If you don't have coverage skills at safety, you're done. I don't care if you're playing strong or free. Obviously, free, you got to have it naturally. But even strong, they want you to have some cover skills. And if you're a detriment in those areas, they will replace you. That's just the way it is. And that's the way he thinks. That's the way he's wired. He wants to be able to coach people to be multiple so the defenses have no idea what you're doing. That's what it's all about. Love that. Pats, by the way, lose. And I got to tell you something. I think I've said it many times over that the Patriots are going to be 500 this year. Have I not said that, Bill? Many times over that I don't think the Patriots are going to be much this year.
You've been saying it from the start of Brady leaving and all the crumbling from
Exactly.
day one.
Right. And so we've been talking about this for a while now, and you saw they dropped to 2-3 yesterday. You watch Cam Newton. I got to tell you, there were some passes from him that were really ugly. Like passes to a point that I was like, is there something wrong? Did that arm not heal properly at times? Now, I know he's inaccurate. He went 17 of 25, 157 yards and 2 interceptions, and a bunch of inaccurate passes. You know, 17 of 25 doesn't sound that bad, right? But when you watch the game, he missed some really bad passes, made some really bad choices with those interceptions. And to me, that's the lesson. See, I know that Bill is a hell of a coach, one of the greatest of all time. I get all of that. But he was blessed with a hell of a quarterback. One, by the way, that was able to trash another quarterback last night in Sunday Night Football, because Tom Brady and Tampa are in a better position than New England. That's for damn sure. They look like their trajectories in a different arrow compared to New England. And I think here's where the rubber's going to meet the road, and where a guy like Belichick is going to get humbled a little bit. And the problem was too many people got drunk on Matt Castle and the 11-5 year. And I broke that down many times before, that the team Matt Castle had around him was awesome. That's not this team. It's a good team, but it's not nearly as talented as that team. That team had some legendary Patriots on it that were helping him through that, kind of get through that season, and made him look better than what he is. Cam Newton is not a guy that is going to elevate a team with his arm. If he can't beat you with his athleticism, he's not going to beat you. To me, there's no other way of looking at it. And that's why, they lost yesterday. I know Cam says no panic. He says all the answers are in the locker room. But he also said that a lack of practice hurt him. And to that I say, well, clearly you can't be a Tennessee Titan. Right? Titans took 2 weeks off and kicked some ass, and then came back this week and won again in overtime. And they weren't practicing much for 2 weeks. I love how it's an excuse for some, but it's not an excuse for others. It's fantastic. So you've been playing your whole life, so the fact that you were off and he wasn't even off for 2 weeks. Because he missed a game, but really he had some time to practice, but leading up to this game. Too funny, man. Too funny. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program, that's 786-322-1105. Marlins release Mike Hill as president of baseball operations. I don't know if it's Dembo or somebody else that's going to take over. We'll find out. Slowly but surely, he's just wiping out the Loria people. I had Jordan McPherson on my show on Onside this afternoon. I think he was at 12:30. So you can you can check out the interview. You can go to you can sign up to our podcast, by the way. I'm going to post that on Twitter, so you can sign up to the podcast on the Onside side. And he was talking about how I asked him, I said, hey, what's left? Because he's eliminated everything. Even that stupid statue that he had in center field, which, I champion Jeter for that one. I love the fact that he got rid of that silly monument they had in center field.
You didn't like that silly-ass mosaic out there,
God,
bro?
that was so bad.
Was that not cheesy?
The cheesiest thing out there.
You know what my attitude? I think it was it cost him 1 point something million.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Spend the money on a player, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. The problem is he'll pick the player, and it's a bad player. That's crazy, man. So they don't have much left there. I don't know if they have anybody left in positions of power. Maybe there's a ticket broker left from the Loria days, but it doesn't look like any of the baseball people are there anymore. And Mike Hill's contract was up, so they moved on. And they got an opportunity to kind of check him out for 2 years. So they must have felt like he wasn't the asset that they needed on the team, or they want to make sure that, I don't know, that if they do have success down the line, it's without a Loria person in place. Which, again, nobody's – that's the sad part, is that nobody should be measured under Loria. When you have bad leadership, it's really hard to have a good organization. When you have bad leadership, it's really hard to have great employees all the time. You might have a few because you got lucky, but that doesn't mean you're going to have a great squad. It just doesn't happen. It's not normal. It's just the way life works out. This Finns team is starting to remind me of the 80-82 teams right before they drafted Marino. That's pretty good. I'll take it. Dean G says, yes, and eventually Lynn Bowden's usage will be multiple for defenses to worry about. Yeah. But those are multiple guys. Those two guys that they got, Lynn Bowden and the Navy kid, now I'm brain farting with his name, but these are guys that are going to mess with defenses because they do so much out there. Yeah, that's exactly what they want. Dennis says, hell yeah, brother, let's pray Houston loses all year. I'm with you there. Bro Marshmelly, thank you, sir, for sending us a little love on the super chat. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. He says, loving the new Outside shows. Happy for you, my brother. What is your schedule here on YouTube? Whenever we're on, bro. I mean, we're going to try to do an everyday show if we can. And we're going to go to our sponsors and all that, but it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. I will admit this, Onside has to become the priority at this point in time. And then once we get that off the ground and everything running, then maybe I can settle in. I was thinking of evenings for this, but I don't know how it would work out for evenings for all of you out there. I don't know if evenings are good to do a talk show for folks out there. Not sure.
Maybe you should ask for a response.
Yeah. Now, although I like your idea of early morning, but the only problem is also our sponsors, we can't be there at 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning. You know
what? And I'm going to throw this at you. Once things get back to normal, like you've always told me, if we do something in the evening, it's going to run in conflict with concerts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I know that.
No. I don't work this hard to not do what I love.
Yeah, dude.
The one thing that keeps me sane in this world, three things: my wife, my daughter, my dogs, and concerts. Okay? All right? So I got my wife and daughter and dogs every day when I get home, and that's my therapy. But where I play is at concerts. And it's just a passion of mine since I was a teenager, and it's not going to stop now.
So your brother over here doesn't help you there. I just add to your insanity. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Kind of, yes. Kind of. Robert Trianis chimes in with a super chat saying, wondering the same thing. Let me take a quick break here. We'll come back with more. Give me 2 minutes here. If you want to get in, send in some questions on the YouTube chat board. I got to talk about a couple things. University of Miami, a couple football notes, and then we'll get back with a little more Dolphins talk right here on the Big O Show.
America's premium sport compact sedan is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. 2020 ILX, $199 a month, $199. And Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
Hey, it's Big O. For all of your family dental needs, please reach out to Moody's Dental. I've known Eric for a while, a big fan of our show. Call him at 305-821-0231. Whether it's you or your kids that need some dental help, whether it's implants, Invisaligns, they are the experts. Or if you're just looking to fill a cavity or clean your teeth, or maybe even get a crown, you are going to love the professionalism, the family-like atmosphere, and of course, when you talk about being clean, that's what it's all about in today's society. You are going to go to an extremely clean place. Go to MoodySDental.com, go to the website, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Moody's Dental. Tell them that Big O sent you. 305-821-0231, or go to MoodySDental.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com. a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to peer, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
Hey, it's Big O for all of your CBD, THC, or hookah needs. You got to get on down to VSS West Pines at 12397 Pembroke Road. Yes, they have got legal THC. You've got to check it out. And they've got, of course, when it comes to CBD, flower, tinctures, edibles, for all kinds of reasons, whether it's pain, stress, anxiety, you name it. And don't forget, when you mention my name, you'll get 20% off. Tell the boys out there that I told you to get on down to VSS West Pines, 12397 Pembroke Road, and call them 954-613-3367. Legal THC, CBD, all of your hookah needs. You go to VSS West Pines. All right, we're back. See what we got here. Let's see. The Connect next morning and each Dono at 1 o'clock. Woohoo. All right. Drone Spy says Tua, mentally, he has the mindset to be a superstar for sure. I would agree. Man of 1,005 holes says, LOL, Bill drives insane. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Andre V says, Big O talked something about the presence on the field of Marino yesterday when he sees Tua about to enter the field. Yeah, no, I got to tell you something. I think Danny is the happiest guy alive right now about Tua, believe it or not. Yeah, because I think Dan is as much a fan as all of us. He cares about this team. He cares about that logo. He's one of us. He's watched everybody suffer. He's probably suffered. He's probably tired of dealing with crappy quarterbacks and guys that when he walks in the building, he goes, oh, this guy's a jag. This guy can't get it done. I know what it looks like. That's not the dude. And I bet you that he's feeling what a lot of us are feeling, that, wow, finally they got a guy. And even Dan, to this point now, has got to be tired about Marino. Really. It's got to be a little tiresome for him, a little embarrassing.
because he loves the franchise so much, he wants them to have a next quarterback. Dan's not sitting there going, oh, I don't want anybody to break my records. I don't want anybody to be thought of like I am and all. That's not who he is, bro. Marino is so secure on who he is that he doesn't have to worry about any of that. So I would tell you that I think Dan Marino is as happy as any of you out there for Tua, I would say. Rosendo says, good late afternoon, everybody. I did my civic duty today by voting early. What a great feeling to live in a country where the true meaning of a republic takes shape. Good for you, sir. Big O, I watch in the evening anyway. I pop in my lunch break normally, then rewatch the show at night. Thank you, Dennis. That is very nice of you. John says, are sponsor shows over with? Are your YouTube shows going to always be there now? No. John, it's two separate things. What I'm doing with Onside is obviously the priority now, but we will keep this show alive. We will keep going to our sponsors and all of that as long as they'll have us, and hopefully we can add more. But I just, there's an adjustment period right now. That's all, folks. I'm not trying to eliminate this show at all, actually. I want this show also to continue to grow like it has, especially with the viewership, the listeners, and all of that. So, no, not at all. It's just, I got a lot on my plate right now, and I got a lot of things that I got to balance. So that's all it is. It's just, you got to give me some time to figure all of this out and figure out a proper schedule where my show is like what I've done now in the last week here, where it's been at different times and all that, and it hasn't been as consistent, and it hasn't been as long, too, because I'm not doing 3-hour shows anymore. Well, I am going to do them, but I just haven't done them because I haven't had a lot of time, to be honest. Today I don't have time either again to do a 3-hour show. I think I'm probably going to do about 2 hours. Have I done 2 hours already? No, right? What have I done so far? Because I know you got another segment in there.
If I had to venture a guess, you're somewhere in the hour 30, hour 40.
There you go.
But let me confirm. Give me
That's all right.
2 minutes.
That's all right. Appreciate it. Thanks for clearing that up. I was wondering the same thing. Awesome. Love to hear Big O in the late afternoons. I am glad you are continuing YouTube because I have super chat money burning a hole in my pocket. We need to clone Big O so he can take a break. Let's see. Ian says, I was missing all my fellow Finns fans. Rouse in the house says, I know it's all new. Just wondering where to go to meet up with you guys. And yeah, we're going to have more places to go to now because we are going to be doing stuff with Onside. And we're building a sales staff also here, a really good sales staff because we're not going to succeed if we don't have great talent, if we don't have great producers, and if we don't have great salespeople. Those elements have to. We already have the great owner. Okay, now we got to kind of meet Jorge Mas's standards. Because you watch this stadium and he built this thing in 8 months. I don't know if we're going to have that kind of luck here on Onside Radio. This is pretty amazing to build this thing in 8 months. Okay, it's sick actually to think that they built this thing in 8 months. So yes, I appreciate all of you out there. Just gotta hang in there with me, and we will do our best to post as many shows as possible every day, if possible. But and I gotta do, I gotta take care of my voice. It was getting burnt out a little bit there from the cold. Big O, you're gonna bring back the legend callers on your shows like Cutler Ridge Laz. Listen, the lines are going to be open over there at 888-441-4623. We're going to take your calls. I know QAM and 790 don't. I know those companies are those radio stations are run in Chicago, not here. They barely have any shows left. They don't connect at all to the community. You know why? Because most of the people running it aren't really from our community. That's the difference. That's where I separated myself from these folks. I said, you know what? I'm going to get people that connect, people that, actually are from this community. That way we can actually give you the coverage that you need, and we're going to connect with you like I do here. I connect with all of you out there. You know, chatting, emails, text, tweets, all of that. To me, it's extremely important, whereas in terrestrial radio, they don't want you on the air. They don't want to take your phone calls. So now they have settled to just your texts, and they barely read any of them. It's funny how a radio station wants you to support them, wants you to listen to them, wants you to support their sponsors, but yet they don't want anything to do with you. It's like, wait a minute, hold on a second. How does that make any sense? You know what I'm saying? And one of the things I love about this is that our station's here at this stadium. And next year, hopefully, pray that we're back to normal again and crowds are here. I can't wait to do our shows out there where the crowds are at. Any of you out there that went to Dolphin Stadium when I was doing my Dolphins pregame show? Socialize with everybody. How do you not socialize with people that, like, support you, man? It's the weirdest thing. It's like terrestrial radio thought it was a good idea to just say, screw the fans. But we want you to listen. We want you to make sure if you have a meter, you're listening to us, or if you fill a log, but, you know, whatever it is that they do to, you know, figure out the ratings. No, we want you to do all the stuff for us, but we're not going to do squat for you. It's really weird, man. It's twisted. So, wasn't Jorge Mas the same guy who wanted to buy the Marlins? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But Loria chose to sell to Jeter instead of Mas. Okay? So, and I got to tell you, as a soccer fan, I'm so glad because I've been tied to all the local soccer teams here for 20-plus years. I've been going to soccer games since I was a kid. And I experienced the whole Fusion thing, and it was heartbreaking when we lost the Fusion. And I knew we lost the Fusion only because we had just terrible ownership. And I knew the MLS could work here and be a monster, but you have to have the right person running it, finally. So I'm kind of glad that he didn't get baseball and he got the MLS. I got to tell you. You know, I love baseball, but I think the MLS is the future in this country. I really do. I think the MLS is going to smoke baseball in 10 years. They'll be past baseball. Young people they're going to soccer, man. Soccer and basketball are the ones that are going to grow like crazy. Basketball is the second international sport, okay? Second most popular sport worldwide is basketball. So our immigrants that are coming to our country already know the sport. They got to learn football. If they don't come from a South American country, Central American country, or the Caribbean, they got to learn baseball too. They got to learn football, American football. Now, there are people overseas. Obviously, it's become a more popular sport, but it's nothing like basketball. There are basketball leagues all over the world. There are no football leagues all over the world. Hell, the CFL just shut down, didn't it? I mean, it's crazy. So that's why I tell you that soccer is growing because our immigrants move here. They already come from soccer countries because every country in the world except ours is a soccer country. And then you see basketball grow the way it's grown. Those are the two sports that young people will gravitate to most over the next 20 to 25 years. Football will be big. It'll lose a little bit because of CTE. But basketball and especially soccer are going to explode in this country. I mean, they're going to have 30 teams next year. And they're averaging more in attendance than the NBA and the NHL per game. It's the writing is on the wall. People have been telling you for a while. It's arrived. And the league gets better and better every single year. It's funny stuff. So, yes. Dougie Fresh chiming in with a little super chat. Oh, can we start a GoFundMe for a glass booth in the studio for Bill like Robin on Howard Stern? If not, how about one of those salad bar shields? All right, we can go for that. Salad bar shields is funny. That's some good stuff there. I like that.
You know, that is something I think that is disappearing and we will never see again.
What? Oh,
Salad bars.
yeah.
With all this, any buffets, maybe even.
Oh,
get hit.
they're gone.
Yeah.
They're all gone in Vegas.
They gotta be, right?
Yeah, they're all gone.
To be safe.
Yeah, no, all that stuff now is gone, dude.
By the boards.
Dude, you
Once
can't-
upon a time.
You can't serve your own drinks in
Oh,
Burger
fast
King,
food places,
McDonald's.
you can't go up and.
No, they closed those.
Oh, so you know what? They
Close
did
them.
that. They did that to cut employees. They don't need somebody over there doing the drinks.
No,
you know.
no, they did that because that's a possible way of spreading COVID.
No, but what I'm saying is the reason that they let us do it, they could
Oh,
cut their
yeah,
employees.
yes,
You know, that's what it was
yes,
about. It was
yes.
a cost effectiveness
Yes,
thing.
yes, of course,
You
of
know?
course, of course.
So they're kind of pissed off about, blah, blah, blah.
But it's a super spreader.
Gonna have two guys standing there just
It's like
making cokes for these people.
it's like Mrs. Mullen at Florida. It's a super spreader.
You want to know something I was looking at, Owen, because you threw out the stats for Shaheen. 51, you know, and it obviously coming from the Bears and stuff. And I know that guy never really did anything with us and where we drafted him and coming out of a small school. Okay, in 2017, he played 13 games. He had 127 yards for the year. In 6 games, had 48 yards. In his last year, 8 games, 74 yards. In that one game, 51 yards. Like he almost touched his yearly total
Right.
for 17 and 18.
Yeah. I mean, it just.
And you know
sometimes
what? My
it
point
changes.
is,
maybe that's the only game the kid ever plays that's well. But the funny part is there are moments where people find a place and they belong and they can thrive. and
that's
they can have
exactly what I was going to
success,
say.
And maybe that's what it is with him.
Development of we were unable to do anything with this guy that we
Right.
thought a lot of.
Right.
And the Dolphins have been able to turn it into something in, 5-6 games with no off season on top of it.
Right. Yeah. No, I keep saying it. Dolphins got a good coaching staff, man. Keep saying it. They got a good coaching staff. They got a good team. They're headed in the right direction. You
You know what it is, man? The right hand never knew what the left hand was doing, and everything was
Yep.
how does this connect with that? Like, was there any thought process? Dude, there is not one thing that doesn't connect to the next, to the next, everything is for a reason.
Yep. John says, just put Bill in a bubble. Super Boom Check says, all the buffets are shut down. That's right. Just like that concert where everybody was in a bubble, even the performers. Bill in the plastic bubble. They've got the Flaming Lips concert. Yep. Although I am told, I'm not going to tell you exactly because I don't want to give away all the information. But I am told concerts are coming back to certain places. And that don't be surprised if locally you see a pod concert somewhere here. Okay, I'm not going to tell you the venue because then the person that gave me the info, would not be nice to give out that info. But I can give the info that we may have some concerts in November, I think, or December that they're trying to get at a certain place where they can put pods. And for those of you that don't know, it's like a little fence. It's like a square fence. And then there's 4 chairs. And you buy, if it's only 2 of you, you're going to buy the whole pod. So you buy 4 seats. Now, if you want to go invite 2 more friends with you, great, and you can enjoy it. But if you want to go only 2, you're going to end up buying the pod. So it's pods that hold, I think, 4 or 6, I think, or something like that. And then they're spread out, and they're separated by at least 6 feet each one. So that way you've got your social distancing going on. You're only within your own area, and your people are with you. They will have restrooms, and they will have, drinks and all that to serve. But again, and it'll be social distancing for the lines and all that kind of stuff. But I'm hearing that that's what's in the works, and a couple jam bands that are in the works for that. Not like Dave Matthews, okay, but they are thinking of some. It isn't Fish or Dave Matthews, but I'm told they're jam bands, because I go like Dave Matthews, and they were like,
No. And I'm like, damn, okay. Like fish? No. Damn, okay. So I don't know. Maybe there are, I don't know if it's.
That was a personal because you still haven't. We're both. Neither one of us have seen fish. Correct?
No, I have not. I've never seen fish, but I would have gone then.
I can remember
A pod concert? I would have. You know what the hell? I haven't been to a concert in a while. Go see Fish, mask up, double mask up. What the hell?
the last time involved with anything fish. They had a concert on the West Coast or something out there. Whatever it was. And I was going to Fort Myers back.
What, the
Man,
JetBlue Park or whatever?
Whatever it was, I was coming back or going to Fort Myers. Man, the crowd.
Oh yeah,
You know what it felt
hardcore,
like?
bro. Hardcore.
I crap you not. It felt like back in the days going out to the Sportatorium and being on
Sure.
Flamingo.
Sure.
Okay?
Makes sense.
That's exactly what it felt like.
Sure. Makes sense. They're hardcore there, man. Fish fans they're hardcore, big time. My sex life is stuck in a bubble. Okay? I mean, that's not a bad thing. Are you stuck with the person inside a bubble?
I was
You're
just going to say, are
constantly
you
have sex.
solo in that bubble?
Yeah, if you're
'Cause
solo
you
in
have
the
my
bubble, it's a
you have our
problem.
condolences.
Yeah, it's like when I was a kid, I was always just praying that they would lock me up with Genie in the bottle. That's kind of what it was, I don't mind. It's all right. Lock me up in the bottle, and I'm good.
Yeah, it was just you and the other half of American kids.
Yes,
Right?
exactly. Barbara Eden was gorgeous, bro. Man, she was gorgeous. Wow. Super Boom says they are doing pod shows here in Orlando with local bands. Oh, there you go. I would drive up Super Boom Shack if it was actually like a big band. I'll drive up. Why not? Oh, has your overall wins for the Finns changed from the beginning of the season? No, I'm going to stay 8-8. I'm going to stay 8-8. You don't get to change. Okay? When you're right, you're right, and you're wrong, you're wrong. And last year I was way off. Last year was this. And they went like this. So, you gotta go with there's no fence straddling on this show, bro. Okay? When we're right, we're right. We're wrong, we're wrong. So we'll see I hope I'm wrong. It's a good thing to be wrong in this case, right?
Well, last year you were off by only 5 games.
So there you go, 13 this year.
And I still, every time I'm so looking forward to this, that, and it was like, how many wins? And you said 0. And I'm like, what in the hell are you so happy about wanting to watch
development?
No wins. And we
love
ended up having
development.
5. I know.
Love development.
Talking about being wrong, something.
That's why I like going to the East-West.
Right.
And the Senior Bowl and seeing all the players and all that. And these are guys that you don't even know if they can make an impact or not. But I love the process of watching a football team being built. I think it's one of the coolest things. That if you know what the hell you're doing and how to construct it, and the challenge of doing it in the cap is amazing.
Talk about being wrong. Yesterday, the Browns, my prediction.
Oh, God, they failed me badly.
You know what?
Every time I believe in the Browns,
thank you.
They screw you.
Look, that's exactly why I brought it up. You know what? Since that year, 3 years ago, I guess it was, the last game of the season, they're playing Pittsburgh. And if they win, they're in the playoffs, remember?
Oh.
And we were all, you know what? We could see it. We could this. Dude, we've done this up and down roller coaster of believe, and they disprove you. What are we on, number 5 or 6 in the last 3 years, right? So you know what?
And that caller Sunday had said, no, they're going to be the same old Browns.
You were
and
right.
I was saying, the Dolphins aren't the same old Dolphins, and these Browns aren't the same old Browns. Well, the Dolphins aren't the same old Dolphins, but, yeah, it looks like the Browns
There's something there. Oh, I was thinking about it.
They are.
The Brown fans, and that team has talent on it, and the Brown fans deserve a decent team, bro.
No, they deserve a Super Bowl, bro.
They deserve. Well, they haven't
won since Jim
I know,
Brown,
bro. But I'm just talking about a
I got
decent
you.
team.
I got you.
Something respectable, as hardcore as those fans are. They deserve, and that team totally lets them down so many times. And that isn't from a lack of talent. There is talent on that team.
Great fan base.
Yeah.
Great fan base.
And I think that kind of
it's a great fan
is the
base.
reason that like the 6 or 7 times we've been proven wrong in the last 3 years thinking is hoping for the fans to have something.
Yeah.
And you know what, bro? If I ever say, oh, the Browns, blah, please stop me, cut off my mic, chop off my tongue, man.
Yeah.
Because this is ridiculous. I'm done with them.
Super Boom says, I dislike jam bands, but not seeing a concert since March would make me happy to see a jam band. That's my point. I was just talking with Bill about that a couple weeks ago. It's like, I'm in a concert, man. If I could go to a pod concert, I'm not going and packing myself with a bunch of people. I'm not doing that. But if I have social distancing, you're fine, dude. This is not that. It's not that desperate that you can't, as long as you keep your distance and you mask up and all that. I mean, by now, even if you dislike it, aren't you already used to wearing a mask? Like, I'm kind of used to it already. Michael Jackson was like way ahead of us. Remember that? He would walk around with that thing, that veil, right? Like, Mike was way ahead of his time.
Do you remember he was sleeping in special packaging?
Yeah.
And all? Is that the next step for us, bro? Is that what you're?
Yeah, in a hyperbaric chamber.
Thank you.
Yes. No, yeah, I don't know about that, but damn, dude. MJ was ahead of everybody with that mask stuff. He was wearing masks like 20 years ago, telling everybody, hey, COVID's coming. Wear a mask.
Can you imagine being somebody like Howie Mandel right now with what's going on with COVID-19 and his paranoia?
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine people like that?
Yeah,
Where they
I
must
don't think he leaves his bathroom. Probably stays in the bathroom. Somebody's asking me who scored for the Chiefs. I'm doing a radio show. I have no idea. Anyway, we could put the game on here, actually. What a slacker I am. Oh, somebody's saying Kelsey. There you go. I know I don't have him on my fantasy team.
That's
man,
a massive surprise.
I got to tell you,
Kelsey.
Alexa V, man, my team sucks. I joined Alexa V's league, and I think I've won one game. I think I'm 1 in, 5 now. I think I have 3 players tonight. I'm down by like 8, but he has Mahomes. So, I don't even feel I have a shot, even with 3 players.
What are your 3 players, though?
I have
because I'm up by 2 points. He's got Allen, but tonight I've got Hopkins and Zeke going. I feel pretty good.
I don't feel good at all. I can tell you who
you
I
got
have.
3 guys versus his 1.
Yeah, but
it's
Mahomes. It's not just a guy.
Dude,
it's Mahomes. He's already got 6 points.
Okay.
My 3 guys haven't played. They all play tonight. I have Zeke Elliott, I have Chase Edmonds, and I have Greg Zuerlein. So
Zuerlein, you got to figure 8 or whatever. Zeke, a solid 20 minimum.
Yep, and Chase Edmonds been playing really. He's getting more touches now.
Yes.
Than Kenyon Drake in Arizona, and he's the better receiver than Kenyon Drake out of the backfield.
So just yards. Look, yards per from the scrimmage line. 80 yards, 8 points.
Yeah. Oh,
maybe throwing a touchdown.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it all depends. If Pat Mahomes goes out there and throws 50 touchdowns, it's now he is playing Buffalo, so that's a pretty good defense. Maybe they can. Limit him to only 40 points.
Well, bro, especially their secondary. Buffalo secondary is the strength of that defense.
Yeah,
correct?
It's a good defense. Period. That's a good game. 7-3 right now. Kansas City is what I'm seeing there at this moment in that game. So just in case if any of you out there care, but Alexa, I just want to apologize that my team sucks, and so it's kind of embarrassing. It's been really really bad. I got to tell you. Is this the Krusty Krab says, I miss Kenyon Drake? I don't know yet. I got to see a lot more. He's kind of losing ground now to Chase Edmonds, so I don't know. Not sure, Let's see, what else do we have here? I finally used Aaron Rodgers yesterday. What a mistake.
Who do you have that you just started using Aaron Rodgers, right?
I don't know.
It's got to be Pat, correct? I mean,
no, because he's not off. So you don't. Oh, because he played the Bills.
You see what I'm saying? This is the first week he started Rodgers. Who have you been benching Rodgers for? You got to have a monster, correct?
Yeah. No. Yeah, he must.
Leon. Oh, let me make a suggestion to the team. Trade one of your quarterbacks.
Hey, just to get it out again, and this is the last time I'm going to say it because I'm not going to repeat it over and over again. You guys know I don't repeat things on this show. It's a podcast. We say it. We move on. But I get for anything that's Onside Radio, we're going to do. Leon Fresco's asking me, Big O, why is the Onside Radio handle suspended on Twitter? I opened all the accounts a couple of months ago, okay? I think in early September. So it was almost 2 months ago. And I opened it on Reddit, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. And we didn't do anything with it. I told all my people, hey, stay away from it. Don't follow it. Don't bring any attention to it. I don't want anybody to know about it. And everybody did what we were supposed to do. And so a couple days ago, like on Wednesday or Thursday, I think it was, that I said, all right, let's go dress up the social media pages and let's get them ready to get activated on Friday. We go to it, and Twitter has it suspended because they thought we were a bot, because it had nothing, no logo, no nothing, no followers, no tweets, no nothing. So they suspended us thinking we were a bot. So we reached out to them, and they said 2 to 3 days. So I would imagine that by today, the end of business day, tomorrow, we should be done because it's the 2 or 3 days. Technically Friday, Monday, and tomorrow, Tuesday. So I would imagine that it would get unsuspended by tomorrow, and they'll see that everything is legit because the Twitter handle actually has a ton of traffic. That's the beautiful thing of it. So there's all kinds of stuff there where people can see everything going on. So let me see if I have it here. Let's see. There we go. Dismissed. There we go. Onside radio. So see the onside radio, and then you go to tweets and replies. Where is? Oh, here we go. And then look, there's the onside radio feed. That's all the reaction already. See? So we got plenty of reaction already. So they're going to see it, and they're going to go, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, this is legit. And, we were just waiting. But we're stuck. 0 followers. See? Unfortunately, we can't do anything with it. So we're waiting for Twitter to clear it up for us, and then it'll eventually get done. Not worried about it. It's all right. Hey, listen, this is only our first day. If we don't have the Twitter handle, whatever, we just got the website up now, and there's a bunch of tweaking to do with the website. So it just it is what it is. So it just little things that when you start a business. But we've been putting out the live link. So if people want to listen and check it out, they can do it. So it's not a big deal. I love how Chan Gailey's first call for Tua was the same play that he rolled to his left and hurt his hip on. Actually, his first play was a handoff, sir. I'm pretty sure of that. So it wasn't a pass. All right? And let me ask you something. Are you never supposed to call a play to roll out to the right or the left ever again because he had a hip injury? It's you know what? Oh, they're rushing you? Get rid of the damn football. That's all. Don't hang on to it. Get rid of it. Pretty simple. But you're not going to live life scared. Okay? You can't do that. Listen, he and I have got pre-existing conditions. COVID is not good for either one of us. We have worked throughout the entire pandemic. Now, we do all the right things. We mask up. He cleans the tables and everything every time wherever we go, the seats.
This is the first time I haven't cleaned the table, but it's because Inter Miami takes care of it.
Yeah, they cleaned it, yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah.
You want to know something like crazy that we do here in this stadium? Nobody has sat in those seats except maybe a couple hundred people. They have people that come in every week, and they wipe all the seats down. And it's like, yo, you married a Baker Mayfield or something? What's up with this, bro?
Right.
It's there's like only a few of the seats in the bottom rows.
Euchre seats, nobody has touched those. Nobody.
And they're like disinfecting the whole stadium, and there's been barely anybody here. Yet they are on top of all of that. And notice, by the way, he has not brought fans in. He just doesn't want the issues. He doesn't want to. No,
he's not going to listen to Dumb Santis.
Yeah, he's not going to be part of the spreading of all of that stuff. He's like, you know what? To bring 20% in, and we're just doing it for money, and we're putting people at risk. No way. That's
yeah, but you know what? Like you pointed out, he's local. He's us. Yeah, he cares about the community.
Yeah, he cares. He cares. Miami means something to him. South Florida means something to him. That's why this is so awesome to build onside radio with. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Chan Gailey called his first throw of his career. That was the last college throw. I loved it. Oh, okay. But you put, I love how Chan Gailey's first call for Tua was the same play that he rolled to his left and hurt his hip on. That doesn't sound positive, Drone Spy. Okay? Now you cleared it up a little bit because maybe you didn't phrase it the way you wanted to, but I get you.
If I'm not mistaken,
I get what you're saying, that you get them over the hump of that play, and you say, it's just another play, and that was a freak play where you got injured. Let's go, man. You're going to have to roll left and roll right, especially left a lot because you're a lefty. So you're gonna be rolling a lot to the left. And he threw a dart to Laird. That was nice. Nice.
He had two guys coming at him.
Yeah.
5-6 yards deep in the end zone underneath the goalpost.
Yeah.
That was nice, man.
Yeah, that was nice. Hey, UM beat Pitt 31-19. Nice win for them overall. The only thing that I would have a knock on is that I'm not impressed. And that's the one thing that I would tell you, that I looked at that game and they were playing with two backup quarterbacks. The Pickett kid would have been a pain in the ass for Miami because they wouldn't have settled for all those field goals. Pickett would have made a difference. Remember, Miami's secondary isn't anything special either. To me, look, I'm happy they're 4-1. I'm happy that they won. I was talking about this a little bit on Onside earlier. It's just I have a different standard because I'm old. And I've watched when they were champions. And listen, if you're 30, if you're 25, you almost think that this is normal football for them. And if you're older, you're going to remember the good days, the great days. And you want them to be competitive and maybe even beat the Clemsons and the Alabamas of the world, for their shots at titles and things like that. And I don't know if we're ever going to get there again. I'm not exactly sure anymore that Manny Diaz is the guy. Okay? But I will say, again, I'm happy that they won. But it's not – I don't know about some of you out there, but it's not like I felt excited. When they beat FSU, I wasn't excited because I know how bad FSU is. And I know what happened this weekend with North Carolina, whatever.
No, they tried to give that game away, bro.
UAB,
they tried everything to give that game back.
UAB, Louisville's bad. These are things that don't impress me. I need to see, and you're already in year 2 now, just like Flores is. I need to see more progress than that, to be honest with you. I'm glad that they won. I'm not complaining about the win. I'm not saying that they're a terrible team. I'm just saying I'm not impressed. I need a lot more before I say, dude, Manny Diaz is a difference maker. I know he can be a difference maker as a defensive coordinator. I haven't seen it yet as a head coach. And I'm still waiting for that moment where I say, okay, this is why, at this moment, I almost feel like I'm wrong about Manny. Because I'm one of the ones that wanted Manny. So I'm not going to tell you that
we all wanted him, bro.
Well, I know.
When we got him back, when he came back, we were all excited.
Yeah, you're right. Most of us were excited. You're right about that. But I can only speak for myself. I definitely was a Manny guy. I had the pom-poms out. I thought it was the perfect pick for the Hurricanes. But I have to admit, right now, it's not like I'm watching a championship coach develop a championship program. That I don't see at this point in time.
Can you give him a little bit of because he dotted every I, crossed every T that needed to be addressed prior to the season.
Yeah.
And the fact that there was no practice, no offseason, no summer, no nothing going in, that maybe give the guy, because we do have a new offensive coordinator, a new quarterback. We knew we were lacking in receivers.
And that quarterback has to play really good teams.
He is what he is. Like
his
you said,
passing, he's not going to – he's an athlete, bro.
Right.
But
is it hard to expect a lot considering all the changes?
I'm not expecting a lot. I'm just saying
the Pittsburgh win should have been better because they didn't have their starting quarterback.
Right. All I'm saying is that so far I'm not impressed with this.
There's no performance.
This 4-1 is not an impressive 4-1 is my point. There's nothing about it that makes me feel like they're going to get to a BCS bowl game or that they can actually compete with the better teams in college football. The upper echelon of the SEC or something. Obviously, the upper echelon of the ACC is one team, but they can't compete with them either.
Going into the season, what were you anticipating the Canes to be, bro?
8 wins. 8 wins.
So you're figuring we're on the maybe in the 20 to 25 area at best.
At best. I don't even know if they were a top 25 team.
Well, we're sitting there in the middle teens, man.
Yeah, I know, but it's
obviously with teams
conferences
missing,
are
and
missing.
yes,
Yeah.
So we might not even be.
Yeah.
Well, we would be in the top 25 at 4-1, but
Maybe.
probably on the back end.
Maybe because the wins aren't quality wins. They're not quality wins. You're not scoring on, that's the problem. So there might be a couple of Big 12, Big 10, and Pac-12 teams that could
we're
jump you.
the teams at the bottom from 26 to 35 that get the little teams.
Yeah, the
mentioned.
The mentions.
The mentioned.
I can see that. That's what they look like. They look like that team that's 26 to 35. That's what they look like. They don't look like a top. That doesn't look like a top 25
So
team.
you get the little print, not the big print.
Yeah, I'm happy that they won, but again, I just expect more. I'm sorry.
Realize our standards are
Yeah,
jaded from
that's a problem.
85 to 90. And then showing back up in the 01, 02, 03.
Yep. Rosendo says, I've told you, Big O, you need to give Manny some time. Even Jimmy Johnson's first year in UM was not impressive. Yeah, but he then built it right away in the second year moving on. And that's the difference, whereas
Yes, because 84 we were 8-5. We lost to UCLA.
Maryland, right? In the at the end, wasn't that? It was
Well, it was one of our losses, but we lost to UCLA.
Oh yeah.
In the bowl game and
Right.
put us at 8-5, and that's when he got rid of all the coaches and everything. In 85, we were awesome in 85.
Right. After that, it was
Like
they took
the
off.
very next year, boom,
Yeah, they took off
full speed.
Like you go check his second and third years, and it can't even compare, Rosendo. That's the thing. Manny's already in his second year, and I don't see a team that is impressive. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. This is not an impressive team. In fact, I'll pull it up here for Jimmy Johnson's career stats. I love how I screwed up.
I know that 84 was 8-5.
The racing got in the way. Here we go. College. Where are we at? College. 80. Whoa, they don't have the record here. Where is it? Where is the damn record for college?
Are you on reference.com, sir?
Yeah, I am, but they've got the NFL, and because it's pro football. Here we go. Coaching. Oh no. Yeah, but it just doesn't have.
Don't them bastards know you're in the middle of a radio show and don't have time for this nonsense?
I know. It's crazy. Yeah. Okay, so anyways, this is the way I'll do it. There we go. I can put college career. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now, University of Miami, 8-5 in 84, like you said.
Thank you.
That's right. And then in 86, that's when they lost to the Nittany Lions that was maybe the best UM team ever, and then they won a national championship. So think about his first year, think about his second year of that team in 86, and then think about the 87 year. Are you kidding me, bro? It's not even close to compare the teams that he had to what we're watching right now, Rosendo. So that's where you and I are going to differ because Jimmy recruited better players and turned it around a lot faster. So, I'm at the end of this year, I'm going to be close to making some kind of a determination on Manny. Maybe I give him one more year before 5. No way, dude. No way. Once I figure out you're not good enough, I don't want to stick around with you, to be honest with you. And I'm not convinced. I don't know where you see great coaching from Manny, great head coaching. I don't know. I can't say that I've witnessed it.
Oh, isn't there one problem though? Miami hasn't paid their coaches really until Rick. That was the start of it.
Yes.
And Manny, did we not commit to 5, 6 plus?
I don't think it's more than that. I think it's 5 years.
And it's over. Ain't it in the $4 to $5 million area?
Yeah.
How are we going to eat that?
No, they won't. They won't.
So we're going to probably end up having to ride out whatever man he is.
If Mark Richt doesn't give back the money, they would have had to keep Richt around. It was Richt the one that stepped down and said, "Nah, here you go." So he
has Hurricane interest first.
Yeah.
Before his own. That's what makes that guy so classy.
Yeah. And the last thing you want to do in this situation is make the mistake of keeping somebody around that doesn't deserve to be around, because it buries your program deeper and deeper every year, because another mediocre year and another mediocre year. Look what's happened to the UM program now. Look how much harder it is to get out because you have buried it with another mediocre year and another mediocre year, and it's piled up. It's been bad. It's been bad. I normally, Rosendo, I'm with you. I'd like to give people 5 years, but I can't. Not anymore. Not anymore. They've got to be a proven coach to maybe give them 5 years. But an unproven coach that's never done it at head coach, you need to see something within the first couple of years, or you got to get out. You got to get out. Because the problem is that Miami has been bad for so long now that you can't keep piling on the bad years. You got to erase that memory. That's the problem. All right, we got to wrap it up here on the show. Thank all of you out there, as always, for tuning in, supporting us. Always appreciate it. Our super chatters out there, Steve M., Robert Triana, Duque, Bromar Smelly, Dougie Fresh. Thank you all out there, as always, for keeping it locked. We will see you tomorrow. Not exactly sure when. Super chat.
No way.
Yes way. No way. Yes way.
They were fantastic.
Super chat. Totally fantastic. Thank you all out there. Appreciate you. We will see you tomorrow. Same time. Not same time. Same place. Because we'll be here at the stadium again tomorrow. But we'll see you tomorrow. You all be good out there and be safe, all right? Thank you, as all, for supporting us, downloading, watching.
Thank you for joining us, as always.
You're awesome. See you tomorrow.